Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman visited Washington this week, and it was such a typically Trumpian affair. There was a military flyover, the Marine band was playing, there was a procession of horses, of course, a black tie gala with Steve Schwarzman and Tim Cook and Elon Musk. They were all there. But let's look at what actually happened, because when you look at the takeaways, Saudi gained a lot more from this than the US did. We all think of Saudi as this fabulously wealthy country, huge oil reserves, just printing money and throwing it around in different kinds of investments. And that has been true, but recently Saudi's been under some pressure. Oil prices are down, Vision 2030 is very expensive, and they've actually been going into debt recently. Debt is now 30% of GDP when it was 5% of GDP 10 years ago. Against this backdrop, it was a very high-stakes meeting for MBS, and he came away with a lot. He got private investment commitment to build data centers in Saudi. Trump approved the sale of 70,000 AI chips to Saudi and UAE-based companies. But most importantly, he got F-35s. Trump approved the sale of the US's most advanced fighter jet to Saudi. They're the first Arab country to get it. And he also got the major non-NATO ally designation from the US. These are huge things, especially defensively. Trump also said that the US would intervene to help Saudi end Sudan's civil war. Let's see how that goes over with the MAGA base. Trump also defended MBS when an ABC News reporter asked about Jamal Khashoggi. We've all seen the video, but there's a funny aside here, actually. Trump, at his 1980s peak, owned a yacht called the Trump Princess. Now, the Trump Princess had originally been built by Adnan Khashoggi, Jamal Khashoggi's uncle, who was the arms dealer of the 80s. Now, the boat was the biggest yacht in the world at the time it was built. It was featured in Sean Connery's very bad 1980s James Bond movie, Never Say Never Again. But when Trump ran into trouble in the early 90s, he sold the yacht to Prince Al-Walid bin Talal of Saudi Arabia, who was later imprisoned in the Ritz by MBS. It's a small world. So let's look at Trump's side of the deal. We all know he loves a big announcement, and the big announcement he wanted was for Saudi to recognize Israel. We didn't get that. So what we did get was MBS saying he would invest $1 trillion in the US. He'd previously said $600 billion. He upped that to $1 trillion. But it's totally unspecific. There's no timeline. There are no sectors. There are no specific details. It's just an amorphous commitment to invest $1 trillion in what we don't know and over what time we don't know. I think it's pretty safe to say that Saudi walked away from this meeting with a lot more than the US did. I'm going to be looking more at Saudi this week and Vision 2030, specifically NEOM, their city project, which has been kind of a mess, so follow for that.